Welcome, everybody. We're excited to have all of you here for the second webinar this year. In the meantime, please take a moment to ensure that your internet connection is working just fine. Your camera and audio should be working just fine. We'd like to see as many beautiful faces as possible in the chat group. And we're all beautiful. Please take note. And please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. Please go ahead and share your name, your organization, where you're coming from and joining us from, as well as the superpower that you are bringing into the sector this year. We all have superpowers and we are all very special in the sector. So welcome once more. We shall start the webinar shortly. We should just allow a few minutes for other people to join us. But please go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat. Ensure that your internet is working just fine. And share your superpower. What are you bringing into the sector this year? Thank you. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our participants joining us from different parts of the world. I have seen participants greeting from Malaysia, from Nepal, from Zambia. I am from Zambia. And I'd like to welcome you to our 8th webinar on the Sanitation Data and Operational Management System series. This year promises to be an exciting one as we just continue to explore ways to strengthen data systems in the sector, right? My name is Chisanga Joshua Chanda. I am from the Eastern and Southern Africa Water Supply and Sanitation Regulators Association, and we are proud to partner once again with Dev-Afrique Development Advisors and the Global Water Partnership, Global Water Operators Partnership Alliance, GWOPA, to deliver this webinar series to you, right? Our goal remains and has always been to support local actors, to support governments, research institutes, regulators, development partners, as well as donors in enhancing WASH data systems across Africa and South Asia. So for our agenda today, we shall go over an overview of the Public Data Systems Tools project. And this is focused, we shall go over the Public Data Systems Tools project. We shall also go over the focused webinar series, as well as the transition to WASH Data Labs, right? And then we shall have our main presentation on integrated municipal information systems, and this shall be followed by a demo, and then we shall have a 5-minute break, a Q&A session, as well as next steps. So please note that this webinar is being recorded and the recording will be shared afterwards. Try to keep your microphones off and muted during the presentation. Please feel free to use the chat feature for questions, which we'll address during the Q&A session. Please note that you can ask as many questions as possible in the chat. Some questions will be addressed by the speakers in the chat, and some will be addressed during the Q&A session. But just feel free to continue engaging with us in the chat. So before we move on to the main presentation, I would like to invite Shuko Musamangezi to come and provide a recap of the Public Data Systems Strengthening Project that started all of this wonderful work, right? And just to share on some of the exciting products that we recently launched at the AfWASA ISE 2025, the Regional WASH Sector Conference. Shuko?
Thanks, Chisanga, and super excited to be on this webinar and to present a highlight of some of the work that we have done. Just a recap, and I know this is a recap for all participants that are regulars to the webinar. Dev-Afrique commenced the implementation of a public data system strengthening project with a goal to strengthen municipal and utility data systems for effective decision making and performance management. And more specifically, the work focused on a couple of areas. One, improving the understanding of data systems strengthening best practices from other sectors beyond WASH, like the health sector, in a bid to facilitate cross-sector learning. Then we also conducted a landscape assessment in a bid to improve understanding of non-sewered sanitation data systems at the municipal and utility levels across Sub-Saharan Africa, which we were really excited to launch at AfWASA. And then our work also revolved around collaborating with ESAWAS to build a data systems maturity framework and assessment, which helps utilities, municipalities, and ecosystems as a whole to understand the maturity levels and of their data systems, and also pinpoint areas for improvement in a bid to support the development of costed plans for improvement. And then we also landscaped tools that are used across the WASH sector in Sub-Saharan Africa and included South Asia, due to South Asia having some of the most robust systems in a bid to facilitate cross-region training and cross-region best practices sharing. And then we lastly are providing technical support with utilities in a bid to help mainstream some of the data systems best practices into their already ongoing efforts. So we have, as part of the project, been hosting the webinar series to spotlight tools that are used again in Sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia in collaboration with ESAWAS and GWOPA. And the goal is to promote shared learning and best practices to enhance and increase awareness on the power and robustness of data and operation management systems and their transformative, power in improving performance management and service delivery, which is the core mandate at the utility and municipal level. But for the regulators to also look at performance monitoring and performance management. The webinar series has brought together various stakeholders, and we have run 7 webinars. This is the 8th one, and we have managed to reach over 700 participants through this webinar series from across 40 countries. And we have partnered with the likes of NOASCO, NAWASCO, Ida Water Malaysia, Lusaka Sanitation Program, EDAMS from the Hydrocom team, Sanitracker from SOS, and Waris from WASREB in Kenya. So just to show you that it's been a well-rounded webinar. And then in a bid to continue driving and sustain the efforts that we started on the project, the Dev-Afrique WASH Public Data System Strengthening Project transitioned into a program, and the mission of the program is basically to enhance public data systems, drive informed decision making, optimize performance management, and improve sanitation service delivery across Sub-Saharan Africa with provision of practical, scalable, and impactful data solutions. And we are calling the program WSH Data Labs, which is the logo that you can see on the screen. And our goal is to ensure that we co-create data system strengthening solutions, we champion data system strengthening best practices, and ultimately promote knowledge exchange around data systems. And just a snapshot of some of the key resources that we have produced, which you can access from the WSH Data Labs website, is the report that documents the current state of non-sewered sanitation data systems across Sub-Saharan Africa, which engaged about 10 countries across the region in a bid to understand, the institutional mandates, the generation, analysis, operationalization of non-sewered sanitation data, and a highlight of weaknesses, opportunities for growth, and some of the best practices with case studies. And then we also launched a tools map, or a data and operations management dashboard, which captures some of the tools that we have spotlighted on this webinar. And so if you would like to learn more about what tools are used across the region, this is your repository. You go there, you have multiple filters. You could filter across national data systems, utility, municipality, regulatory, and then it gives you where these tools are used, the type of data that is generated, and what type of features they have. It also highlights learning materials that you could read that showcase the journey of the tools owner, from non-use of the tool to using the tool, and how the tool is changing how services are being delivered. And to access all of those resources, feel free to go to the WSH Data Labs website, which is we'll post it in the chat just so that everyone can visit to read through the resources. I would pass it over to you, Chisanga. Thank you. Over. Okay, seems we may be having some internet gaps. I'm very excited to continue and share that today is the 8th webinar in our series, and we are spotlighting another exciting data and operation management system that is changing the way data is used to make decisions and inform performance management at the municipality level. And this tool is none other than the Integrated Municipal Information System, and our presenters are coming from the Global Water and Sanitation Center, but also just to recap that this webinar is a partnership between the ESAWAS Regulators Association, the GWOPA Global Water Operators Partnerships Alliance, and Dev-Afrique. And for this particular 8th webinar, in collaboration with Innovative Solution and GWSC from South Asia. So super excited to be presenting this today. And our presenters include Makfi Farah, who is from Bangladesh and is the program manager at AITG WSC. And then we have Salish Shreta, who's the GIS expert at Innovative Solution, and Irisa Shreta, who is a business analyst at Innovative Solutions. And these are our presenters. I will like to hand over the mic to Makfi to kickstart for us. Makfi, over.
Yes, thank you. Am I audible, Suko?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you everyone. We are also very excited to be with you to present our integrated municipal information system. And today we are focusing on a few agenda to share with you. So we will just go through a brief history of IMIS and how at GWSC we are working with partners, especially Innovative Solution, who are the actual innovator of this IMIS platform. And then we will have a sharing with how we are scaling this IMIS and integrating it with other national platforms for generating evidence based on data from the city level. And then there will be functional modules, technical stack, and roles and responsibility, use cases, and implementation process, all about IMIS. And afterwards, you will also see a demonstration of the IMIS. So now, for the beginning, I will just go for an introduction of GWSC and the IMIS Center of Excellence at our center. Next. Yeah. GWSC is working with the vision to excel in water and sanitation center through our innovation, capacity building, and collaborative partnerships for a safe, inclusive, and sustainable WASH. We are based at the Asian Institute of Technology, Thailand, and we are an outreach center here, and we are trying to make an impact accelerating, becoming impact accelerating platform, and we are supported by the Gates Foundation. So we have some mission to complete through our activities. First is to innovate and advance the knowledge, and we all work in the WASH sector through different research and innovations to excel in the sanitation sector, and we work with our partners to empower them, and we also collaborate with our partners for policy advocacy and changes, and we work with the government to make policy changes in their activity, not only at the national level, also at the city level. We support people, we support government projects, we support different development banks and partners to foster collaboration, and we also scale up our learning from one country to another where we are working. So I will not go in detail with the GWSC. You can always visit our site at the AIT. So most welcome to learn more about us. Yeah, as I have seen, you can see we have a big portfolio of partners, experts, clients, different industry and markets, and we also have a different hubs. We work through technical assistance hub where we support the development partners through different studies and work. Then we have the transformative technologies commercialization hub where we try to commercialize all the innovations that we think worth for marketing or scaling up. Then we have data innovation hub through which we work with different government platforms or with development partners to create a data management platform for the government for decision making, for generating evidence, and also creating synergy between different data system. Then we have our performance and proficiency testing hub where we do different kind of testing at the AIT. We also have research and grant hub. We have climate adaptive technology hub and gender equity hub. All these hubs are interlinked and work together with each other to target the partners or the clients. And we have a market in Bangladesh, Cambodia, India, Indonesia, Nepal, Thailand, and we are also expanding our horizon. So now we will directly go to the data innovation work that we are doing, which is related to the integrated municipal information system, or as we know it as IMIS. So we all know that to accelerate the SDG 6.2, there is a necessity for data and information and also capacity building, innovation, governance, finance, and all these are interlinked. This data that we get for the safe sanitation are in silos, they are scattered and not in one centralized system, rather in different centralized system, and their accuracy is often challenged even within different government agencies. Like one government agency saying this data, another government agency is producing a separate data. So that's why we are working through our program to work through the data and information system. Also, we are focusing on the capacity development regarding the data, how the finance can be influenced, and all the whole sector management can be governed. We are currently working in 3 countries mainly. First is Bangladesh, where we are working under the strengthening of public data system for sanitation in Bangladesh. This program is owned by the Ministry of Local Government, Rural Development and Cooperatives, and it is managed by the Department of Public Health Engineering. We are working to create synergy between city level data, national data, and how this data can go beyond the national level to be utilized for reporting in international system. Then we are working with the integrated municipal information system, or IMIS, in Nepal with our partners like Virendranagar Municipality, Mahalakshmi Municipality, and others. And then we are also working in India with the Orissa government for management of the grey water. So for Bangladesh, we are working in the largest scale for the IMIS and the SPDSSB program. I will just explain a little on the SPDSSB. So this is a evolving governance structure of the SPDSSB program. This whole program is funded by the Gates Foundation for us, and this program, as I said, is led by the ministry, and it is also it engages different government agencies who are relevant for the sanitation, and we are working for that as well to identify the roles and responsibilities of each agency, and DPHA is a member secretary of this whole program. They are managing the whole public data system program and overseeing the program implementation. We work closely with some of our data partners like the A2I, which is a government focal agency for ICT. Then we have several private partners who are supporting the government in different aspects. For example, Tiller, a private company, is working for developing the National Sanitation Dashboard, which already exists in Bangladesh, but we are redesigning and revamping the dashboard to be dynamic. Then we are working with Streamstake, who are working for the IMIS deployment in a city, and we are trying to work together with this partner and innovative solution, our IMIS lead partner, to connect this in IMIS with the national dashboard and also taking other data to the IMIS so that we can have a centralized data system at the city level as well as at the national level. ITN Board, a prestigious center at the University of in a university in Dhaka, there are our partners for capacity building. So these are our main partners, but we also have INGO and other partners who are working with us. We are providing direct support to DPHE for creating this whole platform of this SPD SSP, and we are working with the cities and IFI to inform that so that they can also invest in the in such programs to scale it up. This is the Center of Excellence for IMIS in GWSC. So we are working with the innovative solution to establish it as a Center of Excellence for global. Currently we are working in 3 countries, but we are trying to reach beyond Asia and also in Africa. I will now go for the journey and brief introduction of the IMIS. Our colleague from ISPL will share more detail on the IMIS system. So I'll just go for the brief journey and how we are seeing its benefits. First, the whole initiative started in 2016 and with support from SNV, an international organization, ISPL and Streamstake Limited. They have conceptualized the whole system and used it for sanitation service delivery in some countries, in some cities of Bangladesh from 2000. And for 2 years, IMIS was redesigned and it was then made inclusive platform for municipal services. Now it has several modules which can not only provide sanitation but other like tax, waste management and any other platform that module that the cities can utilize. And for the last 3 years we are working with ISPL and together to make this IMIS in a public domain available for anyone to operate it. And also we all know about the citywide inclusive sanitation approach. So this IMIS, this public domain IMIS system is now integrates the SEWIS indicators, and this helps the cities to also report back on their activities, how their services are going on, all these things. So this is the whole system structure of the IMIS in a nutshell. So I'll not go in detail, but this is a convergence of web, mobile and GIS technologies as we have seen, and it brings innovation in all over the city. So this app is a tool for measuring the outcome functions of the SEWIS. Also it provides efficiency, responsiveness and accountability of municipalities. Yeah. So what we can do with IMIS, if in a very brief I can say that we can go for a data driven planning and decision making utilizing the IMIS. For example, we know what is the current sanitation system, what is the status of the containments that are in the city, and whether they are safe, whether they are not safe, where are the low income settlements in the city, so that the city authorities and national authorities can make plans or budget investment in the identifying those areas. And also we can utilize this for revenue collection, risk analysis, monitoring and all those things. So this is a very brief thing that I am sharing with you about IMIS. In our next presentation you will see the details of these activities. Then if we go for the landscape of IMIS, we can see that there is municipal GIS database in the town. Yeah, you can just click and things will come up. Yeah, tools for sanitation planning. Then we have business processes, as you can see. Then we have a real-time dashboard, and then there's the interoperability system. As I said, this IMIS can be used not only for sanitation, also for tax, water system and all any other municipal services that we can think of. Yeah. So as I have in very brief talked about the IMIS in the as a system, now we can just talk about the scaling and integration of IMIS in different platforms. I have already mentioned that this IMIS system can directly generate data and connect it with the National Sanitation Dashboard in Bangladesh. So I'll be focusing a little more on the Bangladesh chapter. where we are seeing that this IMIS system is being mainstreamed by the Department of Public Health Engineering in their several projects. There are 5 focused projects who are working on the digital services and has adopted IMIS as an integral component of the system. That citywide approach is also being integrated in 50 plus municipalities where the IMIS is being thought to be will be utilized, and the government is working with different IFIs and development partners to showcase them that how this system can provide digital service and how the central government can benefit from the IMIS data. Then there are more than 200 officials who have been capacitated on the SEWIS as well as the on IMIS, and there have been specific training for the IMIS deployment for software engineers that we have provided in Bangladesh in collaboration with ISPL and ITN Buet. So these are the different capacity building. So it's kind of a package thing that we are working for the IMIS in Bangladesh, supporting the government to work through this platform to create data. And then there is a DPHE who has has formed a technical working group for data driven decision making and identifying the data management at national and city level. We are working with them to collaborate how the IMIS data can be best utilized for national sanitation data. Yeah. So this is a very big rough model, like how we are doing it. Like IMIS at the cities, and through API we will be connecting it with the national sanitation dashboard and the data center under the DPHE. And from this data center there is a national dashboard framework under the national government. This data center will be connected with the national government dashboard so that the government decision makers can easily access all kind of data through the dashboard. So this is our big model that we are working with the government currently. So this is just a sample of how Khulna City Corporation is utilizing. This is a big city in Bangladesh, the IMIS system, and this is not only for sanitation, this is for their tax uses. And now I will request my colleague from ISPL, Shailesh Shrestha, to carry over on the IMIS system. Thank you.
A company based on Kathmandu, Nepal. We are one of the 4 technical partners of the GWC, working at the various data initiative activity of GWC scaling across South Asian region. So we already have a big introduction of IMIS. So I will basically try to sum up what is IMIS and then towards the different functional models of the system and how to implement this IMIS. IMIS is an open source GIS based subnational public data systems which functions both as a municipal information system as well as a software solution. So in terms of sanitation, this IMIS functions as an effective tool to effectively deliver safe, equitable services to monitor and enforcement of specific cities by laws and also purpose by sanitation initiatives. On the other hand, IMIS also works as the central aggregated municipal information system where all the data from the different departments will seamlessly connect with each other so that the data can be leveraged for decision making as well. The IMIS integrates data processes and services to enhance municipal governance, particularly in sanitation management with SEWIS approach and specifically achieve SDG 6.2. So the IMIS is a specific information management system that has been used to catalyze SEWIS approach as well. So all the data, all the tools that we have built into the systems is specifically aligned towards the SEWIS approach as well. IMIS also have the capacity to assist city managing and streamline other advanced services. And because we have, from system as a kind of a holistic approach where we are not only the sanitation data itself, we are also managing a lot of other information that can be used for the holistic management of urban management as well. And this IMIS has been just released as open source software a couple of months ago, so it can be easily downloaded.
And Salisa, we could barely we hear you, and sometimes we don't hear you. So I think it was something to do with the microphone.
Let me bring it more closer. Now it's okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, so as I said at the very beginning, so IMS framework has been designed considering the holistic information management for the sanitation. So here we have a lot of different components that are required for the equitable, safe, sustainable management of sanitation activities. So we have 5 different components that are inbuilt into the IMS framework. So first of all, we have geospatial data. So all of the information that are here in the IMIS system is based on the geospatial data as well. So not only the sanitation information, we are also incorporating a lot of other information about the road access, sewer networks, drain networks, which are kind of information that are required for sanitation management as well. And the next component of IMIS is like we are tracking the real-time service delivery of sanitation activities. So all of the information that are being generated during the sanitation service delivery are tracked in IMIS on real time. And we also have a lot of sanitation analytics built within the IMIS. And with the help of different modules that are there in the IMIS, we can do a lot of evidence-based decision making to support data-driven insight as well. IMIS so based on the overarching framework provided by the central governments, IMIS is aligned to achieve the status that is meant for. So let me briefly talk about the technical stack of IMIS. So one of the very rational when we develop the IMIS is like the IMIS should be based on open source technology, so that there's no any specific vendor locking, proprietary data, those kind of issue can be elevated from the very beginning. So all of the technology that been adopted in IMIS are based on the open source technology. So we have 2 different application servers that are running. So one is the application service, the web servers part, and also the database servers are running on the different servers. And the IMIS is a kind of developed in the responsive design, so we can use both on the browser as well as the mobile interface as well. So now with the background, let's go straight into the functional modules. So as I said at the very beginning, so we have developed IMIS kind of a holistic way. So we are managing the information of the sanitation as well as all the other complementary urban infrastructure as well. So IMIS basically in a nutshell has 7 core modules and 3 value-added modules. So let me go a bit deeper onto those 7 core modules. So building information management system is one of the core module of IMIS. So in this module, we are maintaining a comprehensive building database, which is central to the municipality service delivery that interconnects various components of the IMIS with other modules. So here, what we are managing is different attributes of the building, specifically the physical attributes, the location details, the uses and the ownerships, and as well as the utilities and the services. So here we are also tracking if a particular house has the service such as sanitation, water supply, or waste management or not. And also we are also tracking the information about the different demographics of the building as well. So these informations are very much crucial for doing a lot of things, such as designing the tariff structures, designing the pro rata tariff settings, as well as a lot of other information as well. So this information is very crucial to design and plan the sanitation activities. So to briefly talk about what constitutes the BMIS. So here we have a robust GIS frameworks inbuilt within the modules. So here we have all the informations maintained spatially. So we have all the buildings within the city that has been field verified and conducted through the field assessment and also the survey as well. And to cater the newly constructed building in the systems, we have specifically developed mobile applications which helps to capture the newly constructed building. And also we have a lot of other different tools such as interactive dashboards that offers various kind of insights, and also different modules that actually helps into the data entry, doing the query, and also doing the geospatial visualization as well. And the information that are being maintained in the BIMIS will actually, beneficial for tracking the one of the very important CYs indicators. So that is about tracking the LIC populations which has access to the safe toilets, and also the populations which have access to safe individual toilets. So this is one of the very critical CYs indicators that we have to track. About the utility information management system. So here we are also tracking the information related to the different utilities that actually complement the sanitation information that we have into the system. So we are maintaining the information about the road network, sewer network, water supply network, and the drain network as well. So these information collectively with the building information that are managed into the systems helps to identify the gaps, like which people are having the service or not, whether which buildings we can provide the emptying service, and what are the different approaches that we have to do if we want to bring the people who are not under the service. I mean, if you want to expand the service delivery, so this information that are maintained in the utility information system is very much critical. And in this tool, so now one of the main bread and butter of IMIS is the FS-IMIS system, so Fecal Sludge Information Management System. So this is the central core modules of the IMIS. So here we are maintaining information that allows for the holistic management, providing the safe, efficient, and sustainable FSM service delivery. So these modules will also help you to actually, the monitor the different KPIs, the key performance indicators that are more from the performance monitoring sides, which is very much relevant for the central level as well as from the regulator perspectives. And also we have different CYs indicators that are built into the system. So all of this information that are needed for tracking the CYs indicators are coming from this FS-IMIS system. So here we have like 4 modules. The containment information management systems, the service provider information management system, the treatment plant information management system, as well as emptying service information management system. So here we are tracking all of the information about the different containment in the city, the different service provider that are active in actually providing the emptying service, and also all of the treatment plants in the city, as well as all of the service delivery, So let me go into a bit detail about this emptying service information management system. So IMIS, actually digitalized the whole sanitation value chain from the very beginning, from the very beginning to the safe disposal. So there are different actors that are involved in these modules. So there are 3-4 actors involved throughout this whole sanitation value chain. So the first thing is like the service providers, this service provider has to be impaneled in the municipalities. So they have to agree the business process adopted by the municipality, and those impaneled service provider will actually run this sanitation service chain within the municipality. And there is a help desk who actually, connects with the citizens who request for the emptying service, and these information are fed into the system, and then the service provider who are active in the city will actually provide the sanitation service. So based on the business process adopted in the city, the IMIS is kind of provide the curtail solution, and which actually actually digitalize the sanitation value chain, and all of these informations are captured in real time and fed into the system. So from this from emptying information, we are also capturing a lot of information about the different key performance indicators. So most of the time, like the city adopts certain KPIs to actually assess the performance of the service provider, and based on this the digitalized sanitation value chains, we are actually tracking the performance of all the service provider in the city as well. So based on that information from delivering the emptying service, we are also tracking a lot of different CYs indicators. So when we talk about the CYs, it's very essential that we actually track the CYs indicators. So how we are progressing, like if we are doing right or some corrective, info actions has to be done in our planning approach. So this FSMI systems will actually give the status of 7 key quantitative indicators, which are mostly related to the safety framework of CYs. So the next modules is about maintaining the information about the public toilet and the community information in the system. So here we are also managing the complete information about the public toilet and the community toilet present in the city as well. So we are maintaining their status, what are the facility available in PT, and also tracking the users the user side. I mean, like how many people are actually using the public toilet and so on, so on. And there are also like various tool for managing mapping and as well as data exporting side as well. And all of the information that are being maintained in these models will actually give output in terms of 7 key quantitative CYC indicators to track actually the PT and the CT information. So these are the 7 indicators that we can actually get from this model. And this is one of the other core modules present in IMIS, which actually track the informations when actually a building is connected to the sewer. So whenever the newer connection happens, so we actually know that this building has been connected with the sewer. So all of this information is being tracked on the real times, and this helps to the efficiently manage the sewer network and also to plan the different intervention as well. And when we talk of the CYs, our ultimate goal is to protect environment and ensure the public health. So the public health information management system is also one of the core part of the IMIS, which will actually be used by the public health department of the municipality. So here what we are tracking is the efficiency of water, like whether those waters are up to the standard set by the central government or not, whether there has been any outbreak of waterborne diseases. And also we are tracking the different occurrence of hotspot area within the city. So this information collectively will help you to assess whatever the sanitation intervention we are conducting in the city is actually yielding the proper result or not. So this helps to correlate the sanitation activity that are being done in the municipality. And also there are various options to export the data as well. And with this model, we have information related to 2 core CYS indicators, one related to the water contamination, and also another related to the incidence of fecal oral pathway diseases. And other one of the very important models is about the urban decision support system. So we have a lot of web-based GIS information that can be used for doing a lot of different spatial analysis. So all of the data from the different models can be easily visualized and analyzed with these models. And also we have a lot of different other small modules which actually provides you to do the target setting. So what you actually achieve in terms of CYS indicators. So those target setting can be done within these modules, and as well as the KPI target settings, the KPI generation, KPI dashboards. So we have a dedicated modules which tracks the CYS indicators and as well as the KPI within this specific modules. And as similar to other modules, we have some dashboards and also the data export capability. This is also a very small example of what you can actually do with this decision support model. So we will have a dedicated demo. So we'll cover this example in the demo session. And there are also like a very few kind of the add-on modules which actually helps municipality to actually do some kind of a revenue enhancement. So IMIS anchors all data and services in terms of the taxpayers holding codes to facilitate the integration with multiple data and services. So actually IMIS will open up opportunity to connect the systems with any other existing systems. So this opportunity can be tapped in terms of to increase the revenue. So here I have shown one small examples with which the municipal can actually track the status of the tax revenue partially. And if there is some kind of a clusters that has not paid the taxes, then the municipality will identify the defaulter area and then can design the different outreach efforts to raise the awareness as well as to formulation of the new possibility to actually increase their revenues. So this is very beneficial for the municipality, and they are very much interested on this kind of like the added value models, which will actually help them to generate their revenue. Now, briefly touching about the roles and responsibilities. So as you can see, there are different various models within the IMIS, but one thing that I want to clarify here is like this IMIS is a software that is like run by not only one person. So it is kind of a distributed systems which will be actually run by the various peoples within the municipality. So there are various people who will actually concurrently work in this system. So there are 4 or 5 different roles that we have identified, and the municipality, of course, is one of the very key components users who will actually utilize the systems. And there are also other actors like service provider, help desk, treatment roles, and also the external roles. So let's skip this slide in interest of time. Yeah, let's move to the another slide. Yeah. So let me briefly cover the use cases. So like how IMIS has been being used in different cities. So here I'm giving you one example how IMIS is being used for improving the FSM services. So here this is the example of Bangladesh. So Bangladesh has a very robust kind of enabling environment for delivering the FSM services. So there is the LGD and LGD are very much active, and they already had kind of a IRF established in 2017, and also they have already formulated the national action plan to improve the sanitation situation across their municipalities. So here what we can see is how municipality is actually employing the IMIS to deliver the emptying service. So on the top you can see the help desk actually is lodging an application in the systems, and once the application is logged into the system, there is a step what we say about is the supervisor assessment. The supervisor will actually go onto the field and actually assess like what kind of vehicle we should send for the emptying service. And once that step is finished, then there's an actual vehicle/emptying service. So all of these informations are tracked through the systems, and based on this information in the system, the service provider can generate different kind of monthly reports, which will be submitted to the municipality for the recording at the end of the month. So this is very nice demonstrations, like, so all of this emptying service happen in the city, comes into the systems, and based off this information, we can actually track the different KPIs. So in the Bangladesh systems, we have inbuilt KPI progress monitoring. So there are 7 or 8 different kind of KPI inbuilt into the system. So based on the emptying service, all of those KPIs are being calculated. So this is just one example, about the capability of IMIS in terms of reporting. So every single individual emptying service information is captured in one application report. So this is a emptying service wise report, and also the monthly reports can be generated out of the systems that will be submitted at the end of the month to the municipality for like the accountability as well as the transparency. This is another successful use case of IMIS. This example is coming from Nepal. So from the Mahalasmi municipality, which is very close to the capital. So the Mahalasmi municipality is one of the very first municipality who has actually formulated the fecal management FSM bylaws. So this bylaws actually says that Every new house permit shall include the design of the standard septic tanks. Otherwise, no building permit shall be issued for the new house or building. So they have formulated this FSM bylaws in 2020, but due to the lack of the monitoring systems, the lack of the manpower, this FSM bylaws was not actually enforced in reality. So IMIS was implemented in this municipality in 2023. So after IMIS implementation, we devised the overall strategy and like finalize the operational procedure how to actually do this septic tank standardization in the municipality. So we developed the procedures, the different applications that are required for checking the standardization of the septic tanks in the city. So here, what we are actually doing is checking the standardization in two steps: one on design and one on the field itself. So there is a dedicated person going on the field with the mobile application to check the standard compliance of the sanitation. There are four, five, actually 7, 8 questions about the septic tanks. Such as one example is if the septic tank is sealed or not. Does the septic tank have the two compartments? So all of these informations are being checked on the field to ensure the newly built septic tanks are of proper standards. So this is another use cases of IMI. So this one is one example from Birendranagar. So here we have actually not yet implemented the IMIs, but the survey part is being carried out here in the municipality. As I said in the very beginning, so the spatial data framework is one of the core strengths of the IMIS. So at the very beginning, we establish a robust GIS-based data sets, adopting the very high resolution satellite images. And with that images and the digitized data, we create a very resourceful data set for the municipality. So once the municipality know this kind of data exists, so the municipality can use this data for a lot of other activities. Like here, the municipality are well aware that we have created this resources. Then the municipality is using these resources for designing the city water supply system, as well as using this data set in their different urban development projects, such as metric house addressing systems as well. So this reduced the cost in terms of like utilizing the same set of information that has been already generated for different purposes. So the municipality is benefiting a lot from the GIS data set that we have developed in the Birendranagar. Yeah, please let me know like if I'm doing good with the time. Okay, so I intend to cover some of the steps for the IMIS implementation as well, but I guess because lack of time, then I'll stop here. The slides will be available for everyone to see afterwards. They can go through the slides. So I'll request my colleague Irisa to proceed with the demonstration of the system. So in this demonstration, all of the things that I have talked will be very much like clear. So I'll stop my screen and then ask Irisa to share her screen and then proceed with the demonstration part.
Okay, I think it's working now. So I'll be giving a quick demo on how IMIS works. Let me share my screen. I guess everyone can see my screen now. Yeah, so this is IMIS, and now we'll log in. So the system assigns different roles with specific permissions and access levels. And for example, if a sanitation department officer were to log in, they would use credentials under the sanitation department role. This grants them access to only sanitation department related modules. For demo purposes, I'll be using the super admin role. This gives permission to everything in the system. So this is the IMIS dashboard, and it provides a city's entire profile in a glance. So it's designed for higher officials such as mayors, executives, and engineers. As you can see, the buildings are categorized according to its functional use. So you can see that you can see how many residential buildings or commercial buildings there are in the city. It also gives an overview of all the sanitation systems available in the city, and it gives the number of buildings connected to the various sanitation systems of the city, like sewer networks, septic tanks, bed holding tanks, and more. So it also displays total length of key urban infrastructure such as road, sewer, drain, and water supply. One of the key features of this dashboard is its ability to track FSM services. So through this, we can see how many service providers there are in the city, how many dislodging vehicles, how many treatment plants, how many emptying applications has been responded, and how much of fecal sludge has been emptied, and the total revenue generated through this services. We can also look at how many public toilets and community toilets there are in the city, and how many public toilet users and community toilet users there are. It also gives a quick snapshot of the public health status of the city, such as total hotspots reported and total waterborne cases reported, if there are any. There are also multiple data visualizations for deeper analysis. For example, here we can look at the containment types according to the wards of the city. And so on the left, we have a navigation bar to navigate through all the 10 modules of IMIS. For demo purposes, I'll be only going through a couple of modules. The first module I'll go through is the Building IMS module. So the Building IMS module is one of the core modules of IMIS, and it serves as a comprehensive database of all buildings in the city. So it is designed for building permit department, and it provides detailed insights of all the buildings in the city. So the officials can look at the details of each and every building. So they can look at the owner information such as owner name, owner gender, owner contact number. They can look at building information such as the road code, the road that's connected to the building, the house number, structure type, estimated area of the building, functional use of the building. We can also look at the low-income community information, such as whether the household is a low-income household or not, or whether it's located in low-income community. We can also look at the water source information, solid waste management information, and sanitation system information, such as if there's a toilet in the household or not, what's the type of toilet connection they have, and they can also look at the image of the building. So although IMIS supports both sewer and fecal non-sewer sanitation management system, for today's demo, we'll only go through the fecal sludge information management system. So this is another key module in IMIS, and it enables municipalities to digitize the entire sanitation service chain from emptying requests to safe disposal and waste reuse. It consists of 5 submodules, and the dashboard is one of them. So the dashboard provides a comprehensive data on sanitation systems and emptying services, and it is used by the sanitation cell to identify the FSM status of the city. We can also get a deeper analysis through the visualizations. The second submodule is the containment submodule. So the containment submodule manages containment data, and it provides geographic locations as well. So the officials can look at the location of the containment in a map, like that. So this is the containment we're looking at, and we can turn on the road network and choose the carrying width overlay. And then this shows us that the road that's connected to this containment has a carrying width of less than 3 meters. This helps the service provider to send the correct size dislodging vehicle to empty the containment. Another submodule of the FSM IMS is the service provider submodule. The service provider submodule tracks service providers, human resources, and vehicle inventory. And the treatment plan submodule maintains records of FSTP operations, disposal data, and effluent quality tests. The emptying service submodule digitalizes and monitors the entire emptying process, and it allows service providers to review the sanitation service status of all emptying applications. So here you can see that this application has the emptying status has not been done yet. So it means that the dislodging vehicle has not collected the fecal sludge from this household. And in this one, you can see that the fecal sludge has been collected, it has been safely disposed, and the feedback from the customer has been received. So when an application is received, the and a dislodging vehicle is sent, the service provider will use a mobile app to fill out the form for after it's been collected, and in real time it will be in real time we'll get the data here, so we can look at once it's received. We can look at the information that's been submitted through the mobile app here. Now we'll look into the CWIS module. The CWIS module is another core component of IMIS, and it is designed to enhance accountability in urban sanitation management. So IMIS tracks two main indicators, equity and safety. And there are currently 22 indicators in the system, and these indicators are automatically generated from the system at the end of each year. Additionally, the sanitation cell can generate detailed reports on sanitation status in the end of the year. And so in Bangladesh and Nepal, they are developing national data systems where IMIS will serve as a subnational data system to provide data. And it is called the Sanitation Dashboard in Bangladesh and NWASH in Nepal. Similarly, IMIS also tracks KPI, key performance indicators of service providers to ensure their services align with the city's objectives. This KPI dashboard monitors service provider service performance, such as application response, customer satisfaction, PP compliance, and more. These indicators are defined by the city, agreed by the service provider, and included in their service level agreement. Now we'll look into another core module of IMIS, which is the utility IMS. Okay, so the utility IMS is a core module designed to manage detailed spatial and attribute data for municipal utilities such as road network, sewer network, water supply network, and drain network. It provides detailed information about these utilities. For example, for road networks, we can look at the road length by surface type, road length by width, and road length by hierarchy. And we have several data visualizations for each utilities. Now, to make sense of all this data, we have a strong tool called the Urban Management Decision Support System. It enables decision makers to visualize and analyze the vast amount of data that you've already seen. So, as you can see, at the top, a set of general tools allows users to easily navigate throughout the system. So we can zoom in, zoom out, and then let's turn on the road network. And now if the city plans to upgrade a portion of its road, we can use the measure distance tool to quickly measure the distance, the portion of the road like this. Now we can see that this portion of the road is 48.8 meters. If the city decides to open a new facility, they can quickly use the area tool to measure the area by just drawing a polygon like this. So this area is 185 meters square. And there are many other tools that we won't go through right now. And on the right, we have these layers that we can toggle on. So we can turn on the sewer network, We can turn on the sewer network, drain network, water supply network. We can turn on containments, treatment plants. There are a lot of layers that we can visualize. And each of these layers can be further displayed based on their specific attributes. For example, let me turn this off. For example, buildings can be further displayed according to its structure type, number of floors, functional use of buildings, and many other categories, but we'll look into functional use of buildings. So here we can see that all these purple buildings are residential buildings. These pink ones are mixed buildings. This yellow one is an institute. Yeah, and we can do the same for containments. We can look according to its type. So here we can see that all these green containments are septic tanks, and these orange ones or yellow ones are either holding tanks or pits. So if the city decides, if the city was given a budget to improve the overall sanitation system of the city, this tool would come in handy to figure out which area needs which areas are in greatest needs. So here we can see that this is the area that would need the most upgrading of the tanks. So we can also use a summarized grid. Let's turn this off, and then we'll click the number of pit or holding tanks, and we see that this area has the most number of holding tanks. And so it would make sense for us to prioritize these areas. Now let's go back to containments. And so furthermore, now we can also see how many holding tanks there are by using the summary information buffer filter and drawing a polygon. We'll put up the buffer distance of 0. And then we can see that there are 868 holding tanks. Now we can easily calculate a budget for upgrading these into septic tanks. So we can calculate a cost estimate for the investment planning. Now we'll turn this off, and through this tool we can also identify the low-income communities of the city. We'll just click on the low-income community overlay, and then we see that there are 2 low-income communities in the city. And now if we wanted to look at the sanitation situation of this community, we can just click on the summary information buffer filter again, draw a polygon, put the buffer distance of 0, and we see that there are 6 septic tanks, and there are 32 households that are using the community toilets. Now let's go back, click on toilets, choose toilet types. So there's one community toilet here. Now we can click on buildings using community toilets. Click on the community toilet. Like that. And then now we see that all of these buildings are using the community toilet, and these are the buildings that have the septic tanks. We'll go back again. We'll turn on the building layer. Back to none. Okay. Now, suppose the city realizes that their water bodies are being polluted due to the sanitation system surrounding the river, they can turn on the water bodies layer, select the river that they're concerned with. By using the water bodies buffer information, summary information, select the river, and then put a buffer distance. Let's put in 50 meters. So that would be 50 meters from the river. And then now we can see now now we can see that there are 39 pit or holding tanks in this area. And if the city wants to retrofit non-standardized sanitation systems, they can easily estimate the resources needed. Now, another interesting tool that we have here is to identify hard-to-reach buildings. So let's assume that the city has a dislodging vehicle which needs roads with at least 6 feet of carrying width and 50 feet of hose length, and this is the smallest vehicle that they own. We can this takes a little bit of time. It's doing spatial analysis right now. It takes a couple of seconds. So this tool will help us see, help us identify buildings that are not reachable by with the dislodging vehicles that the city owns. Okay. So now we can see that there are 252 buildings that are unreachable with the size of the dislodging vehicle we have, which means that now the city needs to find ways and alternatives to empty the containments that are in these buildings. And all these blue containments, like all these buildings that are highlighted, they're all containments that are unreachable. And these areas inside the red boundary are all areas that cannot be reached with this length, with this carrying width and the hose length. So yeah, this helps the city identify areas that are not reachable and gives them an idea of how, helps them find alternatives for these buildings. So this is all that I'll be showing. The tools we've highlighted and demonstrated are just the tip of the iceberg. IMIS is equipped with many other powerful tools that go beyond sanitation. These tools can be leveraged not only for efficient planning and management of sanitation systems and services, but also for effective city planning and urban development as a whole. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Makfi, Sailesh, and Ursa, for this very, very insightful presentation on immigration, integrated municipal information systems, right? I'm sure everybody within this chat or within this webinar can appreciate how powerful this tool is. And I am more than sure we haven't been able to capture as much as they would have liked to share. However, there will be key resources that will be shared at the end of this webinar. Before we conclude, we'd like to bring in today's discussion to a full circle by hearing firsthand about the experience of implementing an integrated municipal information system, right? And just to provide this perspective, we're pleased to welcome Ms. Dilruba Farzana. She is the Deputy Director of the 10-Town Integrated Waste Management Project at DPHE, which has been funded by the ISDB. So we would like to thank you, Ms. Dilruba, for joining us today. If you could please turn on your camera and unmute your mic. We have a question for you. As DPHE is currently implementing IMS in 10 towns under your project, what is your plan to utilize the platform most efficiently and sustainably? And how do you foresee the future of IMIS in Bangladesh? Ms. Dioruba, please come in.
Thank you. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to thank you and thanks to the organizer for inviting me also, and also for giving me the floor to say a few words about my project. I'm Dilruba Farzana, and I'm working as in the Department of Public Health Engineering in Bangladesh. So this department is the government department mandated for ensuring water supply and sanitation throughout the country. So in my project especially, I'm working in 10 towns. This is an integrated waste management project where we are covering both fecal sludge management and solid waste management. So this project is also a like full-fledged sea-wise project. So here IMIS is crucial for us. So we are working in 10 cities where in one city, GWSC is supporting us. They are actually implementing the IMIS. And in another city, SNB has established and we will enhance that. And the rest, in the rest 8 cities from the project, IMIS will be developed. So for the efficiency and sustainability, we have planned to work in 2 phases. In the first phase, the IMIS will be developed and established, and in the second phase, to 1 year, the project will support operation, maintenance, and capacity building to the municipalities, and gradually we will hand over the system to the municipality. And the design is demand-based design so that the municipality should not feel overburdened with the new intervention. And we can also monitor both from the municipality end and from the central end. And like I think the future of this IMIS should be good, as the internet penetration is very high in Bangladesh and increasing day by day. And the municipalities realize that they need the online platforms for improving their service delivery. And like as DPHE Bangladesh has adopted the series approach, so the upcoming projects also are adopting a series approach. So IMIS is essential for that. So it is expanding to other cities or like as well through different other government projects. And it is also now integrated to the national system. Gradually, this integration is being enhanced. And like through the IMIS, I think the through monitoring and planning for the future intervention will also help us. So I think the future of the IMIS, I think this will be bright in Bangladesh. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ruba, for sharing these valuable insights and experiences with us. I speak for everybody in this webinar when we say that your perspective on implementing an IMIS has given us a deeper understanding of its impacts, as well as just a little touch on the challenges in real-world applications. So we shall dive right into a Q&A session. We have about 20 minutes, and we have received some great questions during the presentation, and we'll now take 30 minutes to address these questions. Please feel free to continue answering or asking questions within the chat. We shall start with questions for Silesh. Yes, so the first question that was asked was if you could share a document on the KPIs for fecal sludge management. But another question that you may dive into, you can
Mute one.
implemented. But another question is, how long do you track the daily user log for public toilets? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the questions. Coming first about the KPIs. So this KPI, there is a documented document produced by our one of the key partner in Bangladesh, SNB. So this document is freely available in the web. I will drop the link of that document in the chat, so they can look at it. Regarding the logging of the users in the public toilets. So what actually is happening in Bangladesh is like in most of the some of the public toilets, they have this operator who actually manage the daily operation of the public toilets. So they keep track of the users in logbook, like in a piece of a paper. They track the daily users who actually use the facility, and that information is handed over to the sanitation department, and afterward the sanitation department feed the information into the system. So that's how we are actually tracking the uses of public toilets.
Thank you, Silas. Please note that the KPIs have also been shared within the chat. So we shall also share them on WASH.
Sure.
Sorry about that. I've got two unmute systems here. So anyway, thank you so much, Silas, for answering those questions. I just wanted to also note that the KPIs document has been shared within the chat. It will be shared as well on the WSH Data Labs page. We have a number of questions for Ursa. First one being from Loretta Roberts. A compliment as to how comprehensive this system is. We have seen within the chat a number of people appreciating how comprehensive the system is with the integration of mobile web and GIS systems. So the first question is, how long did it take to get the system running and how much did it cost? Another question is, did you have access to the built drawings for the sewer networks? And there's some curiosity as to how you got all the data on the water supply and sewer networks, since these might have been done some time ago. One more question before I allow you to answer, Ursa. What are the challenges within the system and how can it be used easily? Or how can I think the question here is trying to capture how it can be implemented and integrated into their current systems. Ursa?
Yeah, I guess like I'll take those questions as well. So the first question was about like how long did it actually took to like establish the system. So the system as a whole is already been like matured in terms of like the user perspective and everything. But then this system is kind of a curtailed solution specific the needs of the specific municipality. So there is a process what we call is customization. So depending on the level of customization that we have to do into the system, this may actually range between 4 to 6 months. So in those 6 months, we can establish the systems. Within those time frame, we will actually customize the system, collect the necessary GIS information that are needed for the systems, including the field survey and everything. So within 4 to 6 months of time for a moderate city, about 40,000 of buildings, we can easily establish the systems within those time, 4 to 6 months. And regarding the cost, for a moderate city size about, let's say, like 40,000 buildings, this cost altogether may like about $100,000. So there are 4 or 5 different components within that cost. So cost related to the census survey. So here we are generating a lot of different data layers, including the survey of the buildings, the containment and everything. So these all costs are included in that one, and also the customization cost of the systems, as well as different capacity building activity that we have to do for the operationalization of the system, and as well as 2 years of annual maintenance contract for the operational maintenance of the system. So altogether, for 40,000 buildings city, approximately about $100,000 is needed. Regarding the sewer networks, usually like what we do is like for the sewer networks, for the road networks, for the drain networks, we rely on the as-built drawings, like that are probably available in the municipality during the construction phase. So we will get hold of those old maps or whatever the data is in form. Sometimes this data are also available in AutoCAD format. So we convert those AutoCAD format into the GIS format, and and do the verification with the one of the responsible authorities to cross check, the data is up to date, or if some new development has been carried out in recent times. So those updated will we also do, and then afterwards we will feed the information into the system. So that's how we are actually capturing the information about the sewer networks, road networks, and so on. There was this question about the challenges about the systems. Uh, I guess like for any kind of like the digitalized systems. I mean, there are a lot of challenges. One of the like the challenges that we have faced is like a kind of resistance from the people. Like to adopt the digital kind of a system. So there is a strong resistance from the people to actually move from the paper-based approach to the digitalized approach. So there is this one challenge that we actually face, but with little bit of like the strong advocacy, we can overcome this challenges as well. And sometimes there is a challenges of like using the all of the module within the municipality. So in that case, what we have done is going the phase wise, like we focused on few of the modules in the system, and then gradually as the users like get used to the systems, then we try to incorporate other modules in the systems and bring the full functionality of the systems for the operations. And yes, another challenge that we see is like updating the building data into the system. So here in Nepal, what we have is like we have digitalized building permit systems that is operational across 40-50 different municipalities here in the in Nepal. So in that case, if there is a intersections in our municipality, there is a digitalized building permit systems, and there is also IMIS is operational in that municipality, then we connect those two systems so that as there is a building permit issue, those information will automatically flow into the systems. So if there is a digital solution already available, so that's how we overcome that challenges. But if there is none, then of course it takes a lot of advocacy and capacity building of the building department, so that they actually use our mobile applications to collect the newly collected developed buildings.
Thank you so much. We have a few more questions around customization of IMIS as well as capacity building. I would suggest if Ursa could continue just playing around IMIS, share her screen and play around IMIS as we go through these questions. First question is, is it possible to apply the tool to streamline sanitation and solid waste services together? The second question is, how does the system differentiate holding tanks from septic tanks? Are these verified during a survey, a sanitation mapping survey, which can be quite difficult, or is it as reported from already built up areas, something which you touched on earlier? Another question is, do you have capacity building efforts for effective use of the system in each municipality?
Yes, thank you for the questions. So of course, like we could streamline the sanitation, the solid waste services into the IMIS as well. But right now we are not actually, like digitalizing the whole service chain of the solid waste services, from the door-to-door collection to the disposal in the landside area. But I mean, for this, we have to develop separate modules that will actually cater the end-to-end business process for the solid waste services. So this module is not yet within the IMIS. But we have to develop this new additional model for service solid waste management, and for the FSM, it's already included into the system. So from the toilet to the safe disposal, all of the operation happening within that service value chain is already captured in the IMIS. And regarding how to differentiate the holding tanks from the septic tank is actually how we do is like during the survey, like during the survey we hire the local enumerators in the municipality, and then we give the rigorous training to those enumerators regarding all of the questionnaires. Like we make sure that they understand the questionnaires, and also we provide them with the kind of a pictorial depiction of the different sanitation systems. So how the holding tanks actually look like, how the septic tanks will look like, and if the respondent are unsure like what kind of a system they have, they actually show those, like the pictorial forms, and then the respondents can actually, say like what kind of system they have. So we make sure like we collect those information in that way. So in that way we believe like most of the information coming from that way is more close to the reality. So that's how we actually differentiated between those two systems. But for the newer ones, actually for the newer ones, we actually generate those information from the building permit approval documents. So in that documents, they have to mention like what kind of sanitation system they are going to actually build. So for the newer ones, we capture like that. Yes. So there was this question about the effective use of the system within the municipality. So does the municipality has enough capacity to use the system? In our experience so far, I mean, there are challenges, but those challenges can be easily overcome with the kind of a structured capacity building program. So wherever we implement the IMIS, we have this capacity building program inbuilt within the implementation program. So there is a dedicated support from the implementing partner. So whoever is actually implementing the systems, let's say like if ISPL is involved in implementing the system in a particular municipality, then there is a dedicated support and all of the informations, how to use the systems and everything. So there is a help files, like how to use it. There are videos about the how to use the system. So those are all already prepared. And one information is we have also one dedicated website where all of these knowledge products about the systems, how it's developed, how we should actually manage, all of those knowledge product is already available for all of the people to use. And we can drop the link of that website in the chat as well. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah. Any
please go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, any question that I missed? I mean,
Mm, you covered it. It was more on capacity building, how the technical team feeds this information to the management of municipalities.
yes. One thing like I couldn't show during my presentation was like how we actually like implement this system. So when we implement this system, so our team, like whoever is implementing this, I must go to a local municipality and then like interact thoroughly with all the departments so that we understand what they actually want, what are their needs, what are their like what are the capacity in terms of using the different technologies. So all of these aspects are like the feed into the system when we actually do the customization. So that way also like we are sure that the needs of the municipality are catered in the customized version of the IMS. As I say, this IMS is not one solution for all, but the curtail, like the solution for each and every municipality as per their priority, as per their programs, as per their FSM bylaws. So that's how we actually develop the systems.
Awesome, thank you. We have a question from Shavana, and it is also touching on customization. Their interests lie in understanding how the tool can be used in different mandate scenarios. For examples given, Nepal and South Africa. So the question is around the municipalities and how the water and sanitation service delivery applies into the same. When there are split mandates, how can the utilities and municipalities work in tandem to ensure that they are using this system to streamline their work and, I guess, cut down double efforts. And another question is there any possibility or success story to integrate data from IMIS to the national information management systems? So this is a question I am interested in as well. How is it that this data communicates, or is there any interoperability from the municipal level to the national level? I'll let
Yes.
you answer
Okay.
those two questions.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for the questions about this split mandate, where there is a split mandate across the sanitation value chains between the municipality and utility. So what we actually do is, like during the implementation phase, we actually go into the field and then look at this all of these different aspects. So who is the user, who is actually responsible for the part of the value chains and everything. So we figure those out, document, and then later on, like we provide the customized access, customized access into the system. So the municipality may have access to the part of the sanitation value chains which they are responsible, and also the utility if there is a split mandate. So both of these entity can act simultaneously use the systems. So based on the credential, we can customize so there whatever the jurisdictions is of the utility and the municipality, they can only perform those action within the system. So that's how we are doing it. And one example that I can easily think of from top of my head is, like, we are also trying to implement a part of this IMIS in Cambodia as well. So in Cambodia, what we have is there are two specific utility. So one is actually delivering the water services, and the one is actually delivering the sewer and then providing the service for the FSM. So both of those utility will actually use the system, but then based on the login credential, we can differentiate between the two, and then only give them the access to the responsible thing that they have to do. And about this second question about integrating this IMIS with the national public data system. So in both Bangladesh and Nepal, we are trying to integrate this IMIS with the national data system. So what we are actually doing is, IMIS will actually function as the local level subnational public data system, so which will actually cater the local informations. But like all of this information will actually not flow into the national public data system. So in Bangladesh, what we have done is first identify what we want to actually transfer the information from IMIS to the national system. So here in the first phase, we are transferring the information about all of the CYs indicators. So during the service delivery, we capture the emptying informations, and based on the whole year information about those applications, we can generate the different CYs indicators, and those CYs indicator will actually flow to the national public data system of the Bangladesh through API. So these two systems will talk automatically. So this has been already the plan is already being materialized. We have already tested all these mechanisms. So hopefully within few months or so, like, this process will start commencing as well. And in Nepal also, we are actually trying to integrate this IMIS with the AfWASA as well. So the AfWASA is our national public data system. So in a similar way, information will flow from the subnational public data system IMIS to the national systems here in Nepal as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sailesh, for answering those questions. Noor had a similar question, and you have covered that. We'd like to wrap this webinar up, and we'd like to say thank you to our presenters, and most importantly, we want to say thank you to our participants for joining us today. Your engagement has been very, very critical in advancing data-driven solutions, right? As well as appreciating what is currently being done in the sector. And we hope to see you at the upcoming sector conference. However, we will be sharing a lot of the important information that has been um, documented and shared within this webinar. And we will also be sharing a recording of today's webinar as well as additional resources. So please do keep an eye out for that. Another thing to keep an eye out for are invitations to engage with the WSH Data Labs as well as the new tools dashboard. These will be very, very resourceful tools for or stakeholders within the WSH sector, because they will streamline your work as well as provide you targeted solutions in your journey to advancing your data-driven solutions within your current workplaces. Please follow us and stay connected with us on WSH Data Labs via LinkedIn for updates, for future webinars, learning materials and tools. Feel free to search for GWOPA communities of practice as well as ESAWAS Engage. Again, thank you once more to our speakers, thank you to our participants, and we have really appreciated your participation with this webinar, and we look forward to seeing you in the next webinar as well as the upcoming sector conference. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you and goodbye.